Oke, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back, guys, to Mr. Wendy's class. And today we are going to discuss the strategy on listening comprehension, part B and C. And for your information, the strategy for part A is already finished. So now we're focusing on the part B and part C. And I have several things to discuss in this tutorial video. Let's take a look. And we have strategy for part B, which is long dialogues, and also part C. It will be about the long talks. And then let's take a look at the overview of the long dialogues. Okay, so as we know that in part B there will be two long conversations with 5 questions each. So in part B, the total number of questions will be only 10, but it consists of 2 long conversations, and it is different from part A because part A is only short conversation between line A and line 1 and line 2, like woman and man or man and woman, but in this one consists of not only 2 lines, and it will be more than just 2 lines. And we're going to discuss the tips and strategy on doing that. And then in the long talks, there will be 3 long talks with 3 until 4 questions each. Yeah, so the difference between the long talks and long dialogues is that dialogue consists of 2 speakers, but this one only 1 speaker talking about one single topic. Yeah, so it's kind of the monologue. Okay, and for your information, the strategy which is used for part B and part C is actually the same or similar. So although the part is different, but the strategy on how to do it is just the same, so there's no difference in that. Okay, and then let's talk about the strategies. Basically there are 3 strategies. The first one is topic questions, and then the second one is 5 W's and 1 H question, and the third one is order of questions. So I will explain one by one about this kind of strategy. Let's start with the first one. It's topic question. Okay, so basically you have to be careful of topic, subject, or main idea questions. For example, it's like what is the topic of the conversation? Or what is the subject of the conversation? Or maybe what is the conversation mainly about? Apa yang didiskusikan di percakapan itu tadi? Yeah. And this kind of question will always appear usually in the very beginning of the question, like for example question number 1, yeah, or maybe number 2. And then what is the tips? The tips for doing this is you have to listen to the first part of the conversation. Why? Because topic question, you will find the answer in the very beginning of the conversation. So for example, when there is the man discuss about something in the very first part of the conversation, that will contain the keyword for the topic or the main idea of the conversation. Well, actually you can take a look at the example in the book. I forget about the exact page for in the book, but just go to the part B and C section. You will see the example for that. Okay, and then that was the topic questions, and then the second one is the 5 W's and 1 H questions. So you have to anticipate 5W plus 1H questions, 5W1H. For example, like what is the conversation mainly about? Or maybe sometimes it will ask you about some kind of nominals or numbers, like for example, what is the total number of students attending the classes? There will be answers like 5 students, 10 students, 15 students, so you have to be careful with numbers too. Or the second one can be where, like where does the conversation take place? So where must ask about location. It can be location about the conversation, but it can also be location about a certain place discussed in the talks or conversation. And then when is like when is the due date of the assignment, just for example. So when you find answers with some kind of duration, numbers, or specific location, specific date of time, like or specific months, specific time of date, you have to be quite careful of that, because you have to be careful with that. I mean, because it will be asked uh, in the conversation or in the question in the talks. The second one and the next one can be about like who is the man or woman, asking about a specific people or person. The next one is why, like why is the woman worried, or how, like how does the man go to school. Okay, so the tips for this is you have to skim answers beforehand. What I mean by skim answers is that if you have time before the recording is played, just spend some time to read the answers first. Jadi sempatkan untuk membaca pilihan jawabannya dulu sebelum audionya diputar, karena itu bisa berisikan karena itu kalian bisa mengantisipasi kira-kira misalnya nomor satu itu yang ditanyakin apa. Kalau pilihan jawabannya seputar durasi, tempat, nama orang, itu berarti nanti yang ditanyakan bisa where, bisa when, atau bisa who. So kalian bisa mengantisipasinya sebelumnya kalau masih ada waktunya untuk mengantisipasi sebelumnya ya. Tapi kalau kalian mau jawabannya precise, accurate, and effective, maka itu yang bisa dilakukan. So anticipate questions. And the last one is order of questions. Order of questions maksudnya adalah urutan dari pertanyaan. Maksudnya gimana? So the order of the questions is accordance with the rundown of the conversation. Maksud saya adalah urutan pertanyaan yang nantinya dilontarkan itu dia akan sesuai dengan rundown conversation atau long talks-nya. Istilahnya seperti ini. Jadi misalnya pertanyaan nomor 1 itu dia pasti akan ditanyakan di awal-awal. Dia akan jawabannya bisa kita cari di awal-awal conversation atau talks-nya. Sementara pertanyaan nomor 4 atau nomor 5 yang terakhir itu kita menemukan jawabannya di akhir-akhir conversation atau talks. Tidak mungkin jika kita mencari jawaban nomor 1 itu di bagian akhir-akhir conversationnya atau talksnya, dan sebaliknya kita nggak mungkin mencari jawaban yang nomor 5 atau yang terakhir sendiri itu di bagian awal-awal conversation atau talksnya. So urutannya itu pasti berkesesuaian dengan rundown dari conversation atau talksnya. Lalu tipsnya apa? Predict the keywords location by skimming the question number ya. Jadi kalian harus memprediksikan, misalnya ada soal berkaitan dengan lokasi di nomor 4. Oh, berarti kalian harus hati-hati ketika nanti audionya sudah hampir mencapai akhir. Maka itu pasti nanti kalian akan menemukan keywords yang berhubungan dengan location yang ditanyakan tadi. Karena di nomor 4 berarti kalian harus hati-hati ketika conversation-nya sudah mau mencapai akhir, maka Jawabannya bisa saja ada di situ. Right. Yeah. So that was all the strategies for listening comprehension part B and C. Once again, part B and C has the same strategies, and I have all mentioned the strategies for the listening comprehension part B and C. After this, we're gonna have some practices on listening comprehension part B and C. Jadi silahkan nanti latihan sendiri menggunakan uh, audio dan juga soal yang nantinya akan saya share as usual in the WhatsApp group. And hopefully all the strategies and tips can help you to do the listening comprehension part B and C even better than before. And I will see you again in the next video tutorial. Thank you very much and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.